core of the VFW is one simple truth. Veterans must take care of each other. We must pull together during tough times. We must stand up for those who rely on us as their advocates. We must never give up. We are the VFW, and no one does more for veterans.
Today, we look back at a year in which we made a tremendous impact in the lives of so many who deserve it. William A. Thine was sworn in as the VFW's new Commander-in-Chief. He called on our ranks to recommit to our mission to continue paying it forward for veterans of every generation.
I want to reinforce everything that's right about the veterans of foreign wars of the United States. And for you and those watching on the internet via live stream, to spread the word far and wide about the VFW. The VFW is open for business. You know, our founders returned home to a government that provided no health care, rehabilitation programs for their service-connected wounds, injuries, or illnesses. So these veterans band together to create an organization to change the way the nation treats those that she sends to war. And 114 years later, our fight still continues.
Strong words that filled us with pride and spoke to the challenges we'd face in the year ahead. Many of which we met with patriotic supporters at our side. Longtime supporter Sport Clips made a $500,000 donation to the new VFW Sport Clips Help a Hero Scholarship Fund, which has already provided 91 transitioning veterans the opportunity to pursue a college education. Sport Clips has also donated more than $2.3 million to VFW Operation Uplink, making possible over 2 million calls home. For the 7th consecutive year, Burger King restaurants raised funds for VFW unmet needs during the month of November, bringing Burger King's total contribution to more than $2.5 million. Program sponsor USAA stepped forward yet again to help veterans. Their cumulative donations exceed $1 million. In a huge display of support, VFW and Ladies Auxiliary members stepped up with more than $33,000 in contributions to VFW's programs during the main event kickoff event at the 2013 VFW National Convention. Renowned actor Lou Diamond Phillips stepped up to serve as the official VFW spokesperson. Budweiser joined forces with the VFW to plan a Hero's Welcome Home for Lieutenant Chuck Nadd, which was featured in one of 2014's most popular Super Bowl ads. And Tractor Supply Company, the largest farm and ranch store in the United States, partnered with VFW Posts to host events across the country during a Saturday Salute. The year brought new achievements and innovations. The VFW became the exclusive partnership sponsor of TV's Hiring America, a show dedicated to helping veterans as they transition to the workforce. The VFW hosted its first Facebook town hall meeting to address topics critical to veterans. We launched a new VFW store website and a new VFW.org mobile site. Veterans Day radiothons were hosted by former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee and the Big D and Bubba Show, generating more than $40,000 in pledges. In the past year, we received a $100,000 Google Global Impact Award that allowed us to conduct a nationwide analysis of veterans' higher education and expand our One Student Veteran program, dedicated to helping student veterans access their VA educational benefits. Paid homage to the 70th anniversary of D-Day and the more than 9,000 Allied troops who were wounded or killed on that historic day. Launched a nationwide TV campaign to raise awareness of the veteran suicide epidemic, as well as to promote the VFW's life-changing programs and services. we joined forces with community partners to initiate the proper commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War, supported the Pentagon's initiative to realign organizations charged with locating and identifying the tens of thousands of American troops who never made it home from war. We awarded $3.2 million in scholarships and educational incentives to middle and high school students through our Voice of Democracy and Patriots Pen essay competitions. Voice of Democracy Grand Prize winner Madison Haley of Illinois was awarded a $30,000 college scholarship, while Patriots Pen winner Alexis Cannon of Montana received a $5,000 cash reward. Both girls received an all-expense-paid trip to D.C., where they were recognized at the 2014 VFW Legislative Conference.
I'm optimistic because this country is still the land of the free, the home of the brave, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I know that when the skies grow dark and the waves threaten, we will resolutely stand on the bow of the USS America while reciting the same words our forefathers did before us. In God we trust.
Yes, we are a great nation, and the VFW is working every day to make it stronger. This past year, we proudly contributed 48 million volunteer hours to local community service projects across America. Nationally, we pushed Congress to offer in-state tuition protection for student veterans up to 3 years after their service, and we prevailed. Combated sequestration, the devastating government shutdown and unprecedented budget cuts that threatened programs for service members, veterans, and their families, and could have jeopardized our military's ability to respond when and where needed. Urged the President to sign a bill that funded death benefits to families of fallen soldiers during the government shutdown. We rallied Congress for advanced VA funding to protect veterans and survivors from future budget battles. Advocated for and achieved a repeal of a 1% COLA penalty on working-age military. We pushed to expand caregiver benefits to properly recognize the sacrifices of severely disabled veterans of all generations and their families, not just post-9/11 veterans. And we joined with other veterans organizations to urge Congress and the administration to make a $72.9 billion investment in veterans' health care and benefits. And we demanded justice. Our nationwide network of service officers helped 84,000 veterans receive more than $2.2 billion in earned compensation and pension from the VA. Yes, much was accomplished in the last year, but our work is far from done. Reports of veterans dying as they awaited care at VA facilities ignited a firestorm of controversy, as reports of neglect, misdiagnosis, and inadequate care began to surface on a large scale. The VFW took immediate action, vowing to be a part of the fix for a broken system. The VFW put Congress on notice that politics as usual will no longer be tolerated, a warning that was immediately tested by an unwarranted attack on VSOs by Senator Burr in an open letter to veterans. The VFW fired back at Burr, calling his attack absolutely disgusting, dishonorable, and one of the most inappropriate acts witnessed in more than 40 years of involvement with the veteran community. And we made it clear that we will not stand by and be distracted by rhetoric or finger-pointing. And we certainly won't abide our veterans being used as political footballs. We demanded immediate and decisive action toward VA improvements during testimony before the Senate Veterans Affairs Committee, citing that the VA system is too important to fail. The VFW launched a nationwide effort to gather feedback directly from VA-enrolled veterans on their experiences. We began hosting town hall meetings, enacted the VA feedback line at 1-800-VFW-1899, and deployed our network of service officers to visit with veterans in VA waiting rooms across the country, all in an effort to deliver the voices of America's veterans directly to Congress and the President. As long as there's a veteran in need, benefits threatened, or promises unkept, we will lead the charge for our veterans, our service members, and our families. Because veterans, we take care of each other. We are the veterans of foreign wars, and no one does more for veterans.